The conquest of Mecca in 630 CE stands as one of the most significant events in the history of Islam. It marked the culmination of years of struggle and conflict between the Muslim community and the Quraysh tribe of Mecca. In this comprehensive narrative, we delve into the intricacies of the conquest, exploring its historical context, key players, pivotal moments, and enduring legacy of reconciliation. By the year 630 CE, the Muslim community had grown in strength and numbers. Despite facing relentless persecution and hostility from the Quraysh, the dominant tribe of Mecca, led by Prophet Muhammad PBUH, the Muslims had migrated from Mecca to Medina years earlier in search of refuge. However, tensions between the two cities persisted, fueled by the Quraysh's refusal to recognize the legitimacy of the Islamic faith and their attempts to undermine the Muslim community. As the Muslims gained strength and support in Medina, Prophet Muhammad PBUH began laying the groundwork for the eventual conquest of Mecca. He sent emissaries to neighboring tribes, forging alliances and securing pledges of support. Meanwhile, within Mecca itself, discontent simmered among certain factions dissatisfied with the Quraysh leadership. Prophet Muhammad PBUH capitalized on these divisions, sowing seeds of dissent and fostering discontent among the Meccans. In 628 CE, Prophet Muhammad PBUH negotiated the Treaty of Hudaybiyyah with the Quraysh, a pivotal agreement that temporarily halted hostilities between the two sides. While the treaty was initially met with skepticism by some of his companions, Prophet Muhammad PBUH emphasized the importance of patience and diplomacy in achieving their long-term goals. The treaty provided a period of respite for the Muslims to consolidate their strength and prepare for future developments. Despite the terms of the Treaty of Hudaybiyyah, tensions between the Muslims and the Quraysh continued to simmer. In 630 CE, the Quraysh violated the treaty by attacking one of the Muslim allies, prompting Prophet Muhammad PBUH to assemble a large expeditionary force in preparation for a retaliatory campaign. As news of the Muslim mobilization reached Mecca, fear and uncertainty gripped the city as the Quraysh realized the impending threat to their stronghold. In early 630 CE, Prophet Muhammad PBUH and his forces set out from Medina towards Mecca, marching under the banner of peace and reconciliation. Along the way, they encountered minimal resistance, as many tribes and clans chose to join the Muslim rank rather than oppose them. The sheer size and momentum of the Muslim army sent shockwaves through the Arabian Peninsula, signaling the imminent downfall of Quraysh dominance. As the Muslim forces approached Mecca, Prophet Muhammad PBUH made a triumphant entry into the city, accompanied by thousands of his followers. Despite their overwhelming numerical superiority, the Muslims displayed remarkable restraint and discipline, refraining from acts of vengeance or retribution. Instead, Prophet Muhammad PBUH proclaimed a general amnesty, granting amnesty and forgiveness to even his staunchest adversaries. Faced with the inevitability of defeat, the Quraysh leadership surrendered Mecca to Prophet Muhammad PBUH without bloodshed. The city, which had once been the epicenter of opposition to Islam, now lay at the mercy of its former inhabitants. Prophet Muhammad PBUH entered the Kaaba, the sacred sanctuary of Mecca, and cleansed it of the idols that had been worshipped for generations, restoring it to its original purpose, a house of monotheistic worship. The conquest of Mecca marked a turning point in the history of Islam, heralding a new era of reconciliation and unity among the Arab tribes. Prophet Muhammad PBUH extended forgiveness and amnesty to all who had opposed him, urging the people of Mecca to embrace Islam and join the burgeoning Muslim community. Many Meccans embraced Islam willingly, while others chose to live peacefully under Muslim rule, cementing the bonds of brotherhood that would define the future of Arabia. The conquest of Mecca left an indelible mark on the history of Islam and the Arabian Peninsula. It demonstrated the transformative power of forgiveness, reconciliation, and compassion in overcoming centuries of tribal animosity and division. Moreover, it solidified the position of Prophet Muhammad PBUH as a visionary leader and statesman whose wisdom and magnanimity transcended the boundaries of tribe and clan. The legacy of the conquest of Mecca continues to resonate in the hearts and minds of Muslims worldwide, serving as a timeless reminder of the enduring virtues of mercy, tolerance, and peace. Consolidation of power. With the conquest of Mecca complete, Prophet Muhammad PBUH set about consolidating Muslim control over the city and its surrounding territories. He appointed governors and administrators to oversee the affairs of Mecca and ensure the equitable distribution of resources and justice. The establishment of Islamic governance in Mecca marked a significant step towards the unification of Arabia under the banner of Islam. Spread of Islam. The conquest of Mecca also facilitated the spread of Islam throughout the Arabian Peninsula and beyond. The capture of the Holy City served as a powerful symbol of the triumph of monotheism over idolatry, inspiring many to embrace Islam willingly. Missionaries and preachers were dispatched to neighboring regions to propagate the message of Islam, leading to the conversion of numerous tribes and clans. Diplomacy and alliances. Following the conquest of Mecca, Prophet Muhammad PBUH pursued a policy of diplomacy and alliances to strengthen the nascent Muslim state. He forged alliances with neighboring tribes and city-states, cementing bonds of friendship and mutual defense. These alliances served to expand the sphere of influence of the Muslim community and safeguard its interests in the volatile political landscape of Arabia. The farewell pilgrimage. One of the most significant events following the conquest of Mecca was Prophet Muhammad's PBUH farewell pilgrimage in 632 CE. Tens of thousands of Muslims from across Arabia converged on Mecca to perform the pilgrimage alongside the Prophet PBUH. During his sermon at Mount Arafat, Prophet Muhammad PBUH delivered his famous farewell address, in which he emphasized the principles of equality, justice, and compassion. Legacy of peace and reconciliation. The conquest of Mecca left a lasting legacy of peace and reconciliation in the annals of Islamic history. Prophet Muhammad's PBUH magnanimous treatment of the people of Mecca, his forgiveness of past transgressions, and his commitment to justice and compassion set a precedent for future generations of Muslims. The conquest served as a model for resolving conflicts through dialogue, diplomacy, and forgiveness, rather than through violence and coercion. The conquest of Mecca stands as a pivotal moment in the history of Islam, marking the triumph of divine guidance and perseverance over adversity and opposition. It was not merely a military conquest, but a transformative event that reshaped the social, political, and spiritual landscape of Arabia. Through the example of Prophet Muhammad PBUH and his companions, we learn valuable lessons in humility, forgiveness, and the pursuit of peace. As we reflect on the conquest of Mecca, let us strive to embody these timeless principles in our own lives and communities, forging bonds of unity and compassion that transcend the boundaries of race, religion, and nationality. Conclusion. In the annals of history, the conquest of Mecca remains a beacon of hope and inspiration for believers around the world. It exemplifies the transformative power of faith, perseverance, and forgiveness in overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Prophet Muhammad's PBUH exemplary leadership, coupled with the unwavering commitment of his companions, laid the foundation for a just and compassionate society based on the principles of Islam. The legacy of the conquest of Mecca lives on in the hearts and minds of Muslims everywhere, serving as a reminder of the importance of unity, reconciliation, and compassion in the face of adversity. It continues to inspire individuals and communities to strive for righteousness and justice, to seek forgiveness and reconciliation, and to uphold the values of peace and harmony in a world too often torn apart by division and conflict. As we commemorate this historic event, let us draw strength from the example of Prophet Muhammad PBUH and his companions, and let us rededicate ourselves to the pursuit of peace, justice, and righteousness in our own lives and societies. For in the spirit of unity and compassion, we find the true essence of Islam, a faith that transcends boundaries and unites humanity in the worship of the one true God. May the lessons of the conquest of Mecca continue to guide us on the path of righteousness, and may we strive to emulate the noble example set forth by Prophet Muhammad PBUH and his companions in our quest for a better world, filled with peace, harmony, and understanding.